Welcome to second semester. I am Sir Peter, your host, and I'll take you around every singular thing that you need to do as far as second semester chemistry is concerned. Who is excited? Yeah, let's go together. In second semester chemistry, we have a total of 8 powerful topics that we're going to be looking at. I've categorized everything for you into all of these 8 topics, and this is where they ask questions from year in, year out. Everything is complete within these 8 topics. Now, let me give you a quick rundown of how the syllabus is going to go. The first is Introduction to Organic Chemistry. I'll be teaching you Introduction to Organic Chemistry as the first chapter. And in the Introduction to Organic Chemistry, we are going to look at a beautiful couple number of stuffs. The first, we're going to look at the definition of organic chemistry and the exceptions to organic chemistry definition, because this is one of the areas they don't play with. What are the exceptions, the various exceptions to organic chemistry? We're going to look at them. Look into the history of organic chemistry, very important. Friedrich Wöhler, Lavoisier. I'll tell you about all those guys. Kolbe, one after the other. We're going to look at all of them. And then we're going to go into atomic orbitals and electronic structure of an atom. What is the structure of atom as it relates to organic chemistry? We're going to look at all of these things very, very well. Thereafter, we're going to move and look at the principles that govern electronic structure of an atom. What are the various principles? We're going to look at every one of them. And guess what? We're going to cap it up with past questions and answer. And of course, definition and exceptions to organic chemistry. Of course, they are their past questions and answers. History of organic chemistry. They are their past questions and answers. Atomic orbitals and structure of an atom. Past questions and answers there. Principles that govern electronic structure of an atom. Their past questions and answers. All the way from 1998. Baba, you know if you feel anyone. Are you with me? If we're done with that, of course, guess what? We're going to run and anchor on these 3 things. Most especially my notes. Most especially my what? My notes. Inside these notes, you have access to all the past questions directly under this chapter. Go to the notes section of the app, download the notes, go to the past questions there, ensure you answer all of them. And of course, there is also CBT where you can rock questions and then you play all of those things in CBT format. Why? Because chemistry exam is CBT. If you are done with that very fast, of course, we're going to look at chapter 2 very quickly. And in chapter 2, it is the foundation of organic chemistry. And foundation of organic chemistry is more like still the continuation to organic chemistry anyway. But in the foundation to organic chemistry, we're going to look at a couple of stuff. Of course, I'll take you around hybridization. You know, we have treated 4 topics, 4 subtopics minus the past question. That's 4. Then we'll look at hybridization, number 5. Then we look into the covalent bonds of organic compounds. Now, listen to me. All these topics I'm giving you now, they are the foundations as far as organic chemistry is concerned. Without them, you are going to Jones. Now, you must know everything about hybridization, sp3, sp2, sp hybridization, the percentage of S character, percentage of P character. Look at bondings, covalent bond of organic compounds, sigma bond, pi bond, everything well explained for you. And thereafter, you're going to look at homologous series. I explain all of these are their characteristics. Then you're going to look at the first 100 members of alkane series, not the one that you know the first 10. You say methane, ethane, propane, butane. No. First 100 is what they want you to know, because sometimes they'll just tone you with 88 is called dash, 88 member of alkane is called dash. You must know all of this. And thereafter, we're going to look at alkyl versus aryl group. What's their differences? Because these things are the foundations of organic chemistry. And then we're going to look at everything about functional group. Functional group can be defined as an atom, a group of atom, and the molecule or a bond that differentiate the members of a particular homologous series from all others in terms of their preparations and physical chemical properties. We look at functional groups, look at all the functional groups one after the other, everything well explained. Then we go into the properties of organic compounds. Hold on a bit very quickly. This class you're watching right now is just one out of a series of classes within the LearnLift app. And guess what? LearnLift is a mobile app, right? Where you study in
intensively as well as extensively. So within the LearnLift app, you can see it very quickly. You have access to all your subject there. You have your use of English, you have your mathematics, you have your physics, you have your chemistry, you have your biology, you have your JAM 400. All of them, they are different subjects within the LearnLift app. And of course, you have different topics under every particular subject, and everything has been narrowed down to you, down to the curriculum, with their past questions and everything to the core. And don't forget that within the LearnLift app, you have access to your video lessons, where you can start going through your classes uninterrupted. You have access to your notes. Oh yes, your notes, well organized, well structured for you, and you are running through all of them. And of course, inside the notes are past questions for you. You have access to your past questions in CBT format, where you can go through all of them extensively well. All of it within the LearnLift app for you and more. And guess what? Very important. You want to download the LearnLift app, all you need to just do is head down to Play Store or your App Store and type LearnLift. That's all. Once you type LearnLift, of course, the app is going to pop up for you, and you're going to see the logo, and then you download the app, and then you follow up on your studies intensively. Before we proceed, let's get back to class. Flow with me.
Then we go into the properties of organic compounds. What are the various properties? Baba, you go learn. Then we're going to go into classification of organic compounds. How do you classify them? And then we cap it up by looking at past questions and answer under chapter 2 alone, which is the foundation of organic chemistry. Here it is here now. And thereafter, of course, you don't forget that you run to my notes, go through all the notes, rock the past questions in the notes. Very important. The past questions in the notes are the direct exam questions, year by year, that they have always asked. And then you go to CBT as well. You may decide to also play with CBT questions. And of course, when you're done with that, you go to hydrocarbons. The third chapter is hydrocarbons. You are going all the way to 8, right? Inside hydrocarbons now, sir, what and what do they want us to note? There are 4 powerful things under hydrocarbons. Number 1 is called alkanes. Number 2 is called alkanes, double bond. Number 3 is called alkynes. And then we have what is called your benzene. All of these are under your hydrocarbons. Listen to me, oh. But of course, there are 3 powerful ones they always want us to rock: alkanes, alkanes, alkynes. And there are deep things in them. So the first is your alkanes, right? Inside alkanes, the first thing is the introduction to alkanes as well as the definition, because alkanes are also called your paraffins, right? I will explain all of this. All of these things, you are going to see all of them in the class when you get there. Move down to the preparations of alkanes. How do you prepare alkanes? 5 powerful ways, year in, year out, that they always ask. Hydrogenation of alkanes and alkynes, reduction of all their equations, everything with all their past questions, well answered for you already. You don't have one reason to fail. You don't. When we are done with preparations of alkanes, we go into the reactions of alkanes. All the reactions that they undergo, then chain reactions explained with all their exam questions that they have ever asked. Then we go into alkane nomenclature. It is here now, we now start naming of alkanes. And there are various nomenclatures for alkanes. All of them dismantled, all of them cut, all of them pieces. You get the point? And thereafter, of course, we're going to relax with what? Past questions and answers. Don't play. All these things are under alkanes alone. Then we go into your alkanes. In alkanes, we look at the introduction to alkanes. We look at everything about the preparations of alkanes. Then rock quickly and look at the reactions of alkanes, double bond, alkanes and alkanes with alkynes. They are all different things entirely. And then we're going to look at Markovnikov's rule. Very important, because they always ask exam questions from this rule, Markovnikov rules. And then we're going to look at everything about your alkene nomenclature. What are the rules that govern the naming of alkanes? Because these guys are double bond now. It's different from single bond. And of course, we're going to chill with past questions and what? Answers. Shall you see? Hey, I know you are feeling something to say the semester choke. It never choke, Baba. Start pressing these things deeply. And thereafter, we're going to look at alkynes. In alkynes, we're going to look at introduction to alkynes, look at the preparations of alkynes, look at the reactions of alkynes, everything. And then we're going to look into the test for unsaturation. The test for unsaturation explained in details for you with all their exam questions. And then we're going to look into past questions and answers. And thereafter, it's only then we can now rock and look at our notes. Don't forget that alkanes have their notes, alkanes have their notes, alkynes have their notes. All of them have their past questions, everything dismantled under them. And of course, there's also CBT for you to rock. When you're done with that, Zaba, you need to now breathe down. Don't try. You are journeying the bits, and you have scratched the beginning of organic chemistry, because you now move higher now and look into non-hydrocarbons. What are the non-hydrocarbons now? We start looking at all of them one by one. This is where the real work starts from. Inside non-hydrocarbons, we're going to look everything about your alcohol. Alcohol is deep on its own. Classification of alcohol, nomenclatures of alcohol, everything about alcohol treated for you. And of course, we're going to go into phenols. When we look at phenols, alcohol and phenols, what is that? Which one is more acidic than the other? That one is a constant exam question. Everything is already explained for you. Then you go into your carbonyl compounds, your alkanas or the aldehydes, the alkanones and the ketones. Then you go into your alkanoids, which are the esters. Then you look everything about your carboxylic acids or your alkanoic acids. Then we go into your ethers. Ethers are carboxyl alkanes. Then we look at your amines and your amides. All of this like this, they are the non-hydrocarbon. And of course, all of them beginning to the end, constant exam questions, they are their tests. What is the test for alcohol, test for phenol, test for carbonyl compounds, test for alkanoids, test for carboxylic, all of them, they have their test, everything treated for you. Baba. Thereafter, it's only then we'll now go and look at their notes, look at the past questions, look at CBT. Only you will rock through the past questions. Don't forget, when you finish a chapter, rock their past questions for me very fast. And thereafter, you can now proceed and look into stereochemistry. You know, some people will think that this semester work is only organic chemistry, and then they learn only organic chemistry and they stop there. That's why they keep failing. Please, this is second semester. Put your mind very well into all of it. Altogether, there are 8. Go into stereochemistry, rock everything in stereochemistry. Inside stereochemistry, of course, introduction to stereochemistry is there, where I introduced it properly, looked at everything under isomerism and the types of isomerism with the questions they always ask in the exam. And thereafter, we go into stereoisomerism and then look at everything about your stereoisomerism. Then look at optical activity, also called enantiomerisms, which are enantiomers, non-superimposable stereoisomers that are mirror images of each other. And then you will not be looking at them, not the ones that are optically active and the ones that are optically inactive. Everything explained. Then you go into your diastereomers.
Hold on a bit very quickly. This class you're watching right now is just one out of a series of classes within the LearnLift app. And guess what? LearnLift is a mobile app, right? Where you study intensively as well as extensively. So within the LearnLift app, you can see it very quickly. You have access to all your subject there. You have your use of English, you have your mathematics, you have your physics, you have your chemistry, you have your biology, you have your JAM 400. All of them, they are different subjects within the LearnLift app. And of course, you have different topics under every particular subject. And everything has been narrowed down to you, down to the curriculum, with their past questions and everything to the core. And don't forget that within the LearnLift app, you have access to your video lessons, where you can start going through your classes uninterrupted. You have access to your notes. Oh yes, your notes, well organized, well structured for you, and you are running through all of them. And of course, inside the notes are past questions for you. You have access to your past questions in CBT format, where you can go through all of them extensively well. All of it within the LearnLift app for you and more. And guess what? Very important. You want to download the LearnLift app, all you need to just do is head down to Play Store or your App Store and type LearnLift. That's all. Once you type LearnLift, of course, the app is going to pop up for you and you're going to see the logo, and then you download the app and then you follow up on your studies intensively. Before we proceed, let's get back to class. Flow with me.
Stereomers. Because most of the time, you always ask you to differentiate between enantiomers, diastereomers, and then number 6 is your meso compounds. So you see now, still under stereochemistry. Then we go into your rectus and sinister configuration. That's arrow and S configuration. Look at all the tricks I gave Babad cut in all of those things there. And thereafter, you go into your geometric isomerism. also called your cis-trans isomerism. When you have learned it, baba, you now ascend a bit, and then now go and rock et gengen and zusa men, et gengen and zusa men. Come on, et gengen and zusa men. The actual chief things was, baba, if you don't know why, you don't know why. Everything well explained for you. And only then you say you are done with your what, your stereochemistry. Then you now go and rock everything about my notes, look at the notes, especially the past questions, and then the CBT. Thereafter, you now move to the next chapter. That's chapter 6, qualitative and quantitative analysis. They ask this one, die. Qualitative and quantitative analysis. Inside there, that's why I'm going to be learning things like your what? Your preliminary examination or preliminary investigation, CPOT, your color, physical state, odor, and taste. I explain all of them. Then you go into your ignition or your flame test, and you identify compounds by using their flame test. Everything. In fact, this area, practicals are much here very, very well. And thereafter, we go into solubility test. We look at everything about test for halogens, which is the Belson's test. Everything explained. Then you go into your nitration test. And thereafter, we're going to learn the test for sulfur. Then we go into your quantitative elemental analysis. After that, we're going to look at the calculations in organic chemistry. Then we move to isolation and purification of organic compounds. Ha ha ha. Hey, good a bit, good a bit. Say the feeling. These are the things that you must know this second semester, explained already for you. And thereafter, we're going to look at the notes, right? And you rock through the past questions, wire the CBT. Don't play, oh. Have a reading timetable that you are following back to back. Thereafter, of course, we can now match to our inorganic chemistry. This is chapter 7, right? In inorganic chemistry, there are not much, there are just 4 major things there. The first thing under inorganic chemistry you are going to learn is the periodicity of elements, which is divided into 2, right? Variations within the periodic table and history of the periodic table. And then you look at all their lectures one after the other. And thereafter, you go into chemical bonding, all the chemical bonding, all of them explained. And thereafter, we'll now look at chemistry of selected metals and non-metals. What are the exam questions they ask there? All of them given to you as well. And then you now cap it up by looking at solid state chemistry. Inside solid state chemistry, there are plenty small topics we full and where I'm going to dismantle all of them very, very fast. Run through these things. Ensure you are following. By the time you don't go through this, Baba, you yourself, you know that you are set for the exam. And thereafter, we did not stop there. You now take it to a higher pedestrian. And then now look at the notes under those things. Of course, the past questions and then the CBT. Then we'll now cap it up by looking at the year-by-year exam revision questions. Year by year. Only you will know that you are 100% ready for the exam. And you can't have anything less than an A. Anything less than A, Baba, that means you did not go through these things. Show the villain. Please, discipline yourself. Discipline is the soul of an army. There is nothing anybody cannot achieve by discipline. 5.0 is not bigger than you. People where they get and no get too head. Show they hear me now. Ensure you go through all of these things very, very well. If you are done with that, then you are now good to move into the exam hall. And don't forget this. Some people may say exam is far. Before you know it, exam is just by the what? Corner. Start now and start putting what? Energy. If you do this, guess what? I'll see you very quickly in our chapter 1 where we're going to begin the class properly. I remain Sir Peter. I'm your G, your chemistry buddy. Hey, we're going to hold our hands and then go together. I love you plenty from the depth of my heart. See you in chapter 1.
This class you just finished watching, of course, is brought to you by what? By the LearnLift app. Oh yes. And within the LearnLift app, you have access to all your classes from the beginning to the end. Everything is well organized for you. Every singular subject, every singular topic, followed in line directly with your syllabus and your curriculum. And of course, can I tell you something lovely about the LearnLift app? Oh, this is the sweet part of it. You have access to your JAM classes within the LearnLift app. You have access to your WAEC, your NECO, your GC classes. You have access to your post-UTME classes. And that's not all. Of course, for your secondary school, you have access to your secondary school classes, whether SS1, SS2, SS3. You have access to your classes directly. And of course, if you're in the university, you have access to your 100 level as well as 200 level classes, all within the LearnLift app. And of course, your 200 level classes are for medical students. All of them are there, well structured and highly organized for you. But please, before you proceed, just head down to your Play Store or your App Store and just type what? LearnLift. Immediately you type LearnLift, of course, the app is going to pop up for you and you download the app and then you start learning immediately. And also very quickly, all you're going to do is that in the description of this video or in the comment section, just open it. You see the link to our WhatsApp channel. Click on it and you are in the WhatsApp channel already, where I'm going to be dropping information every blessed day on a regular basis. And also very important, if you want to reach out to LearnLift, this is LearnLift contact, any of the two, right? Just copy it down and then WhatsApp us, right? Either you send WhatsApp message or you put a call across to us and all of that, and we're going to attend to you immediately. Guess what? I'll see you in the next chapter. For the now, peace out. Bye.